Good morning on this Sunday. You're watching Inside Texoma. With a lot of Texoma's schools rounding out another year, getting ready for summer break, we decided to tell you a little bit about some summer camps going on here in Texoma. We're going to tell you about two different programs. First of which is Campfire, the second Kell House. We'll get to the Kell House a little bit later in the show, but we're going to start out with Campfire. I've got Betty Ricks and Bob Hampton with Campfire joining me this morning. Thanks for being here.
So glad to be.
Glad to be here.
A lot of stuff going on with Campfire. Campfire's been around for a very long time. Betty, tell us a little bit about Campfire if people aren't aware of it.
Campfire was organized in 1910 by Dr. Luther Halsey Gulick, and it was the first organization for girls. And 101 years is a long time to be local, and so that's what we've been. We've been an area council, and we serve 5 counties. And Campfire builds caring, confident youth and future leaders. And we've changed our programs through the years to suit the needs of the children. And so in 1923, the Wichita Falls Area Council was formed. And the funny thing about Campfire history, I think, is that where our office is right now at 2414 9th, that the lady who started the first group of Campfire lived in the house right next door.
Oh, all right.
We actually bought that house when we built our office in 1991. And so I think that's really interesting because Campfire is officed in many, many places all through the years. And so anyway, it's a wonderful organization, and we want everybody to be in our programs. We have traditional programs which are led by volunteer leaders, and we have our after-school program. We have our outdoor environmental programs, which is very important to us, with Harold Park, that was given to us in a little bit more history in 1943 by the J.T. Harrell family. It was their family farm. And ever since then, there's just no telling how many kiddos have had the opportunity, and adults too, to be on that property and enjoy it.
Right. Well, being around for more than 100 years, you guys have to be doing something, right?
Hope so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hope so.
Yeah.
And you guys have summer camps coming up here. Tell me a little bit about the different kinds of summer camps, what parents should know as they get closer to summer break.
Well, it is right on us. We are beginning our first camp June the 6th. We will have 3 sessions, and they'll all start on Monday and end on Friday. And the each session is $75. And if you're not already a member of Campfire, there's a one-time $15 fee to go to camp. But we hope all the kids will come. We have so many fun activities. We have a beautiful swimming pool, and we swim twice a day in the pool at camp. And one of those times they get lessons. So we never know what that might do in the life of a child. It might save their life sometime. And so we've just made that happen every year for many years because we think it's so important. So we've been hiring a real nice staff of lifeguards, and they will be out there every time that pool is open. And we're having a real fun time on the 28th of May on Memorial Day weekend. That's on a Saturday from 1 to 6. And we want to invite everybody to come. They can come, bring a picnic lunch, and enjoy the pool. It's $2 a person, and we would just love to have everybody. And then on the weekends of camp, they can come out and swim from 1 to 6. And then after camp, they can swim 6 days a week, Tuesday through Sunday, and enjoy the pool in the afternoons every day except Monday. So we want people to feel they can come to that pool. It's $2 a time. It's very, very reasonable.
Yeah.
Very, very reasonable.
Bob, tell us a little bit about how popular the summer camps, summer programs are for kids right here in our area.
Well, they are. You know, they're very popular. It's a week. We charge $75. It's called a campership. And what's unique about Campfire is that we don't turn anybody away. Heck, we'll even let Lee come. But the neat deal is, and I guess the reason that I'm here today is former president, of course, Martha Hall's the president right now. But Betty recruited me a little over 10 years ago to work in Campfire, and it's been a great decision on my part.
And
simply
ours.
because Betty is a absolute dynamo. Not only enthusiastic about what she does do, but talk about campfire and, you know, 100, just like you said, something like campfire that lasts in this community over 100 years. You know, there's got to be something there that's right, and we want to support that. People say, well, you know, I'm busy, Bob, I can't go to meetings like this, but you can send money, and that's why I'm here. You know, our budget is about $500,000. The neat thing about it is only $12 of that $100 bill that people send in goes towards administrative charges like Betty's salary and salaries that we pay the very few people that control our organization there on 9th and Fillmore. So we're right there, easy access, 9th and Fillmore, 322-5209. You have to be on the board, you have to memorize that phone number. And we, like I said, been here 100 years. Only Bill Preston has been here since the first day. And so that's, well, I thought that was a lot funnier than it. But anyway, kids, campfire basically, what I've come to find out is through my involvement, and we do 3 feeds a year, see, down at Harold Park, which is 18 acres, by the way. And we have that. It's a pristine park. People need to come down and just look at it if they'd like to see, well, what's my kid involved in? Come down and look this over. There's 18 acres there with this wonderful pool that Betty looks after. And in that park, we bring kids every day, every school day. We visit 18 schools with our 13 vans, and they take those young people down there, give them a hot meal. I know this is going to shock some people watching this, but some of these kids, this is the only time they get a hot meal during the day. And please call me if you have any challenges to that. I'd love to talk to you about the dynamics of this community. But basically what I've found in my campfire experience, we teach 3 things. We teach respect, mutual respect for the kids. And boy, that's challenging nowadays. We teach them kindness. And brother, that's even more challenging for these young people. Our young people are bombarded with this negativity that you and I, raised in a different environment, different home folks, you down in Harris County, the Republic of Harris County, and me up here in North Texas. Moms and dads, did their job and raised us and taught us what we needed to be taught. We went to school. In my case, my teachers took teaching another step. They not only taught me, but they taught me to behave, which I will always be grateful for. They can't do that now, but we teach kindness, respect, and then self-control. And so those are the 3 things that, in my mind, are the most important that Campfire offers. And self-control, people say, well, what's that, Bob? Self-control. These kids need to know that they need to have confidence in themselves. They need to know that they are important, that their life is important, that they need to go ahead with education and make something of themselves. And it is up to them. I mean, I can drag a horse to water, but I can't make him drink.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, Campfire does a lot of important things for the youth here in our community. We're going to talk a little bit more about Campfire and their summer programs after this. Welcome back on this Sunday episode of Inside Texoma. We're talking about summer camps. Betty Ricks and Bob Hampton continue to join me this morning with Campfire. Tell me, and we've been talking about the Campfire summer programs. If parents are to sign up their kids for this summer camp, what can they expect their children to be doing on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, wow. We have more things. I think I mentioned about swimming twice a day in our pool. That is just one of the things. We have archery, we have canoeing, we have arts, and we have crafts, and we have sports, and we have games, and we have science. And as Connie was telling the kids in an assembly, we even blow up things out there.
Something for everybody.
In the science
it sounds like.
projects, it's really fun.
Yeah.
And there's just no end. And Wichita Falls ISD feeds the children lunch every day. That's really important. Someone, we have Tanya Rushing, who is our camp director, and Blair Robinson. Both of those ladies who are educators themselves will be out there as our directors. And then we have a nurse, an RN on duty. The directors will be there at 7:45 every morning so that people who need to go to work, you know, that need to drop their kids off, can go right on to work. And after camp, if people are working and can't get their kids right away, they can stay in the pool.
Okay.
And so that helps everybody. But we have so many fun things for the kids to do. You just think about canoeing. I hope we'll be able to canoe in the Wichita River. We have a ramp out there, and that is the most fun.
And it's probably been a while too since
it has been.
Yes.
We've had to take them all kinds of places, and with the drought, it wasn't a very good time. So anyway, we're really looking forward to being able to do that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had mentioned it was $75 per child for the summer camps, correct?
That is correct.
But if that number is scaring parents out there and they're thinking, oh, I can't afford that, good news is that you guys are taking donations, so to speak, for if people want to fund a child through this program. How does that work?
We really need to ask people in the community if they would to give to our campership program, and they can give any amount they want to, but we really need help on that this year.
Yeah.
Very, very much so, and I think Bob's going to address some of those things in a minute. But we really need help on that. We try to give them partial camperships if they cannot afford. But if they do that, if you need a campership, you need to come to the office and talk to Connie.
Okay.
And that's very important for them to do. But it is such an important thing to me to keep those kids off the street and having a good time and not getting into trouble. And that's one of the ways. I wish we could do summer camp all summer long. But the main thing is we just don't have the money to do it. We hire 9 or 10 lifeguards because we teach the swimming lessons every day. And of course, then they go on through the summer. And then we hire about 40 counselors because we put the kids in according to their age groups, 10 or 12 in a group. And then we have high school junior counselors who come out there and help the adult counselors, and they are wonderful. And we have about 40 of those too. And so if anybody's interested in being a counselor, we are hiring some counselors, and we would love to get our junior counselors signed up. I think we've got enough pool staff now, thankfully.
Right.
We're just tickled to death about that. But we're going to pick up in our vans at every school. That's 18 schools every morning starting at 8:30. So, but we will get it done, and we'll get them out there. And we even have a nursery for the parents who are working out there who have children. I didn't say the age group. If they're under 5 years old, they have to be going into kindergarten through junior high to attend camp.
Okay. Just so we don't run out of time here, is there a deadline that people need to sign up?
If they get there by the 1st, then they don't have to pay a $10 late fee. But if they register at the office, they pay $75.
And they can register online as well?
Yes, they can. Go to our website at campfireNTX.org.
Okay, and one more time, give us the dates for the summer camp so the parents can mark it on their calendar.
All right, it'll be the 6th of June, and then the next week, and I don't have that date in front of me, I think it's the 14th.
Okay.
And maybe, anyway, and then the next week is 3 full weeks of camp. You can choose one, or you can choose all 3.
Okay, is the $75, is that per week?
Per week, that's correct.
Okay, perfect. Bob, anything else that you want to say as we kind of wrap this up?
Well, you know, it sounds like we're talking about money all the time.
I know.
We do.
And I know everybody out there is hit on almost every day. But what I'd like to leave you with is our children are very, very important. This is not just some sort of a political word game. They really are our future, and we've got to break up this paradigm of kids thinking only about themselves and then growing up to be just me, me, me. And the other part of it is we need to influence these young people to realize that this is a wonderful community, and they need to stay here in this community and contribute as they grow up. One of the things that Betty wanted to mention, I know, is the fact that most of our high school, college counselors out there are all Campfire alums. 100% of them last year. So this is the way it works, and those dollars go in, and we study on this, and we try to get a dime worth of deal out of every nickel. But we do candy, we do a golf tournament, and we do these scholarships that Betty talked about, and we need your help. Yeah, the bottom line is we need your help, and Campfire is here to stay. We've got this great, wonderful, positive history, so come and invest in it and help these young people really see the future.
Yeah, and take advantage of this program that's been around for more than a century now here in Wichita Falls. It's definitely something unique that you're probably not going to find anywhere else here in this area.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks for joining me this morning, guys.
Thank you for
having us.
You're welcome. Coming up, we're going to talk about the Kell House Museum and the camps that they offer this summer. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Inside Texoma. We just heard a little bit about Campfire's summer programs. Now we're talking about the Kell House Museum and the summer programs they offer. Stacy Flood and Tara Swaggerty join us this morning from the Kell House Museum. Ladies, tell me a little bit about the Kell House Museum in and of itself, what it's about, what people should know if they've never been.
The Kell House was built in 1909 by Frank Kell, and he's one of our local pioneers. He wasn't the first to get here, but he and his brother-in-law, Joseph Kemp, kind of built Wichita Falls into what it is today. They built the house in 1909, and it was only lived in by the Kell family, and the Heritage Society purchased it in 1980 and turned it into a museum.
Definitely a lot of history.
Absolutely.
And a fun place, I'm sure, for kids to come and kind of be immersed in that history.
It's a lot of fun. It's really more interesting for kids, especially, to learn in a more immersive environment where they're surrounded by all of the history instead of just learning from a textbook.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun. We take people through on tours. We're open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and then Saturday and Sunday 2 to 4.
Okay.
And we're closed on Wednesdays.
Okay. All right, perfect. And then Tara, you give the tours of the Kell House Museum. Kind of take us through what a tour would be like.
Well, when I personally give a tour with children, I like to focus on things that the Kell children would have done there. So when I take a child through, I like to sort of engage them with things that children would do. I try to have them imagine what it would be like for them if they lived in that house. Things like imagining what they would do with the Kell family, not have their electronic devices, listening to story time in the house, playing games, listening to each other play the piano, things like that. Really having intense family time.
Something I'm sure the kids aren't really that used to. If you say there's no electronics, there's no, TV, there's no this and that, it's more family time, I'm sure that's something different for them.
Exactly. And they really seem to be engaged with things like that, the whole imagination things. And they are just really enthralled, and they always have tons of questions, which is exciting for me.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, to see that they are actually interested in this time period.
Exactly.
Do you find a lot of kids that come through there? Is that something that's pretty common?
It is when I have done personal tours.
And you kind of said that the reaction surprises you sometimes, that they are so interested in the questions that they ask. Anything else that kind of surprises you as a reaction standpoint from the kids, as far as other than questions and that kind of stuff?
Not necessarily. I mean, I love children, and I love their inquisitiveness. I wouldn't necessarily say it surprises me. I'm just always very excited with the questions that they have. They're usually challenging questions. They're very bright always. They always have questions about things like the architecture of the building. they always want to know things about why are the windows so large, which always brings you to be able to answer things about, well, there wasn't air conditioning and we needed the large windows to bring the air through. They always have questions about, why are there so many fireplaces? Well, there's fireplaces because this added for the heat.
Right.
They always have such good questions, such intelligent questions, and that's always super exciting for me because it brings out the teacher in you. So that's just always not just challenging, but exciting.
Yeah, and it's just kind of neat to know that this museum is in our own backyard and it offers so much history and really a learning experience for kids and families that go through it. When we come back, we're going to talk about summer camps. You guys are offering 2 summer programs throughout, obviously, the summer. It's going to be in August. We're going to talk about those after the break. Stay tuned. Good morning. You're watching Inside Texoma. We're talking about the summer programs that the Kell House Museum offers. 2 programs this summer coming up in August. Tara Swaggerty and Stacy Flood joined me this morning. Tara, tell me a little bit about the first one. It's going to be a Lego camp. What does this include? Legos?
Yes. It's the Lego Architecture Camp at the Kell House. We're very excited about it. We're going to use Legos to discuss the architecture of the Kell House and the history of the Kell House. It's kind of a combo deal where it's for children 8 to 12, and it's going to go on August 1st through 5th. The cost is $50 per child. Basically, we're going to use Legos, and we're just going to have fun in a hands-on way to explore and build the architecture of the Kell House and just do exciting things with the children.
Yeah, and I like it because you're incorporating something that they know, like Legos, and kind of incorporating the history, which they probably don't know about the Kell House, and kind of entwining those, which I like.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The second camp is American Girl Camp, which I'm excited about. I feel like I would want to do this camp when I was young. Stacy, tell us a little bit about this camp.
American Girl Camp, we're using the Samantha doll story, which her story is based in 1904. The Kell House was built in 1909, so they're pretty close. And the Kell's children would have had similar experiences to Samantha. So we're using her story to explore how the Kells would have lived in 1909 in the Kell House. And that one is geared again to 8 to 12-year-olds. It's $50 per child, and they can register on our website or they can give us a call.
Okay, and that one's going on after the Lego camp.
And that's August 8th through 12th.
Okay, do they bring if they have an American Girl doll, do they bring that?
They're more than welcome to bring an American Girl doll to that one, or any doll, their favorite doll. It doesn't matter. Just to help them explore and have fun, and so they've got a friend with them.
Yeah.
With the Lego camp, we should mention too, we don't want them to bring Legos.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Okay.
We don't want them getting mixed in with our Legos and confused. But for the American Girl doll, we definitely encourage them to bring a doll. It's not mandatory though.
Okay. Is this the first time that you guys have offered summer camps at the Kell House?
Yes. So this will be a new, fun experience for us, and we're really hoping the children will enjoy learning as much as we do.
Yeah. Why did you guys decide to incorporate summer camps at the Kell House? Was it just to kind of get the community more involved?
We're trying to reach out more to children especially, and into the community to draw them in. The Kell House is a great treasure for Wichita Falls, and it's really underutilized. We'd like to see more programming, and this is one of our first forays into that.
Okay. Where do they, and I'm not sure if you already said this, but where do they go to sign up for these camps?
Our website is www.wichita-heritage.org. texoma.org, and there's a form there they can fill out and submit online, or they can print it and fax it or email it or whatever to us, or they can call us at 723-2712 and sign up on through that.
Okay, and you're taking a look at the website right now. This is the web page. This is what it's going to look like when you go to register for those summer camps. Anything else that you guys want to say about the summer camps? Probably register sooner rather than later.
Right, we only have 20 spots in each of the programs, so the sooner you register, the more likely you will be able to get in.
Yeah.
So that's
Definitely
pretty important.
Yeah, definitely want to do that now before maybe those spots fill up. Anything else that you guys want to add maybe about why kids should get involved in these summer camps at the Cal House?
They just need to come have fun learning history with us, because history's fun. It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
It gives you something to do during the summer months. Parents, it gives you something to do, kind of get the kids out of the house, continue that learning when they're out of school.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add?
I think we covered it.
Yeah, I think you guys did too. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love hearing about the Cal House. If you haven't been out to the Cal House, definitely go with those days that Stacy mentioned, the dates and times, and maybe go ahead and check out a summer camp while you're there as well. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
We'll see you back here next week for another episode of Inside Texoma.